the requirements we have to fulfill and the requirements that have been set by the Court of Justice, which, let's not forget it, is the equivalent of the Supreme Court for the EU, are not US specific requirements. They have been applied to a case that concerned in part an instrument, a transfer mechanism to the US, the privacy shield. But as you can see already in that judgment, the SCC part, the model clause part, this is a judgment that has a much broader scope. And what the court said in Schrems 2 is the checklist, constitute the checklist we have to go through and to fulfill for any adequacy decision. And we did this recently with two adequacy decisions. The one concerning the UK, I can come back to them. We just adopted on Monday, so just before jumping on the plane to come here, we finished that work. And the one also we are proposing with respect to South Korea, where we concluded the negotiations a few months ago, and we have now published our draft decision that needs to go through our decision-making process. I think we published it, if I'm not wrong, last week. And you will see in those, both in the draft Korea decision and in two decisions adopted with respect to the UK, that a very large part of those decisions, the reasoning part, is about assessing the conditions, limitations, safeguards that apply in case public authorities seek to access data under exactly the same requirements we are discussing with the US. By the way, contrary to what I often hear, first shows that those requirements can be met by very different systems. You will agree, I think we will agree that South Korea and the UK are two different systems, and that also this is not about shutting down national security agencies. Fighting national security threats is important in the EU, is important for the UK, is important for the US, is important for Korea, for any modern country in the world. But and that we have systems. Think about South Korea, the type of threats they are facing, or rather develop national security systems such as the UK one, which we believe meet those conditions. If you look at the UK decision, you find a number of elements that are interesting in terms of a strong reliance on the principle of proportionality and national security, in terms of pre-authorization by a judicial body of surveillance measures, and in terms of access to a redress mechanism, a specific tribunal in the UK dealing with individuals' claims on surveillance and their compliance with human rights, including privacy. So indeed, those are criteria that apply across the board, and that of course apply also, first of all, that's also something which is often misunderstood, to our own member states.